A pleasant day to everyone. I'm Gia Idol Rosario from BSC 3-7. What I have learned in this subject in the week 1 is document is any materials that contains marks, symbol, or science, either visible, partially visible, or invisible, so that all that may ultimately convey a meaning or a message to someone. And next, in documents in technical meaning. Documents is any materials to that on which permanent or semi-permanent can be placed. Although mass document consists of paper containing handwriting, typewriting materials, and printed matter, or a combination, messages can be left on walls, mirror, blackboards, or locker doors. We have two broad classes of the examination of question documents. First is criminalistic examination. Criminalistic examination for detection of forgeries, alteration, and obliterations. Second is a handwriting identification. Handwriting identification is to find out who is the author of the writing. They have consist of three essential phases of scientific handwriting examinations. First, analysis. The properties or the characters are observed, measured, and determined. Second is comparison. Properties or characteristic of unknown items determined through analysis are compared with the familiar or recorded properties of known items. So the third one is the evaluation is similarities or dissimilarities in property or characteristic that have certain value for identification and determined by their likelihood or occurrence. So in the week 2, history of paper. So the word paper was originated from the Egypt, which they called as a papyrus, discovered by them more than 4,000 years ago. Was made from the grass called reeds. So the first paper was made in China 2,000 years ago out from the inner part of the bamboo and hemp. In the 2nd century BC, vellum was created as a writing surface which is being crafted from the skins of goats and lambs. Paper is later on spread all over the world, and the first paper making mill was established in Spain in 1150. In 1860, William Rittenhouse of Roxborough, Philadelphia, founded the first paper plant in America. So they have types of paper. We have a newsprint, offset, bond paper, safety paper. So first is newsprint, is the least expensive type of paper made of the ground wood. As we have a offset, it is more expensive than newsprint due to its content that can resist water. So we have a bond paper. It is modern and being used regularly in office works. And we have also a safety paper, a paper which has been treated in such a way as to minimize the chances of forgery by erasure, whether a mechanical or a chemical. So safety paper also a security feature. So we have E enhanced new generations currency. So in the part of field is we have a security paper, embossed print, tactile marks. In the part of look, we have a watermark security paper, a symmetric serial number, and seven is see-through mark. And we have a tilt, uh, have a security tree, cancelled value, optically variable ink, 1,000 peso at 500 peso. Optically variable device patch is uh, located is 1,000 peso, and we have last is enhanced value panel in 1,000 peso and 500 peso. So in writing instrument refers to object used in writing through the application of pressure to the writing surface by the means of an ink or engraving. So we have first evil point pen has in its point a small rotating metal ball that continually ink itself as it turns. So John Loud in 1888 patented the first ballpoint writing tool. So the ball is set into a tiny socket. In the socket from a long tube, we have which is a receiver inside the pen. So also they have there are two types of ink of ballpoint pen. First is polyethylene glycol. Second is eloic acid. So we have a fountain pen, a pen that contains a reservoir of water, mixed liquid ink. The ink is thrown through a feed to the nib and then to the paper via a combination of gravity and capillary. So there are three types of ink of fountain pen. So first is iron gelatinate, second is loudwood ink, and the third is distaff ink. So we have one is a fiber type pen. The first is a practical fiber tip pen was invented by Yokio Hori of Japan in 1960. It was ideally suited the stroke of Japanese writing, which is traditionally done pointed ink brush, so that is fed to the point by the elaborate capillary mechanism. It produced smooth writing, and we have a quill pen made from a feather of a large bird. The shaft of the feather acts as an ink receiver, and ink flows to the tip via capillary action. So we have also the ink is a viscous liquid or dye applied in the paint that produced the visible result of writing. So in India ink, it is oldest from the ink made from the carbon black. It is a composed of soot known as alum black. And we have also the logwood ink. It is a cheapest from the oak ink. It is comes from the roundest red hardwood of the logwood tree used in preparing the four-flesh red dye. So we have iron galatinate or known as ink gall ink. It is a purple black or the iron salts in tannic acid brown black in made. And we have the negrosint ink, a type of ink made by the heating a mixture of aniline and nitrobenzoate and used in negative staining of cells in a microscope. And we have a copy pencil, a writing instrument whose writing substance consists of a mixture of graphite and an aniline type. So we have a week 3, various aspects of question document. So examination of handwriting, which is includes signature and hand printing for purposes of determining their genuineness or sources. So we have a miscellaneous aspects such as detection of alteration, decipherment of erased writing, restoration of obliterated writing, determination of age of documents, identification of stamp, seal, and authenticating devices, currency bills and coins, and like. So the obliteration, a document may have a parts blotted, smeared, or covered over, making the original unreadable. So the document with the question signature, if these are written or not written by the another person. To know the authorship, example, I have the title, house, suicide notes, and all house signature are considered. So documents containing a alleged fraudulent alterations is any changes that made on the document. So there are two types of the holograph document. First is the holographic will. It is written and acknowledged in the same person. Second is notarial will, is written and signed by the testator, acknowledged of notary. So the calligraphy is a beautiful writing. And we have ecography is opposite of calligraphy. And the documents in question as to the materials used in their production to know if it is authentic or not. So documents involving typewriting and are investigated or examined for of determining their source and date, whether or not it contains fraudulent alterations or substituted pages. So document which is may identify a person through his writing, and for example is letter secret, the reason is for the hidden identity. And the genuine documents is earnestly and confidently attacked or disputed. So we have a classes of the disputed signature. So first one is sample forgery, is to forge signature where no attempt has been made to make a copy or facsimile of genuine signature of the person is forbidding to have signed the document. So second is trace forgery, is to forge signature and which is closed resembles the genuine signature, since they have been produced by the tracing process. So the third one is the copied or the simulated forgery, is to forge signature which is resemble the genuine signature, a written freehand.